She sent me, "I'm cheating on you with your boss, and I'm going to divorce you to take half your house." I replied with just one word, "Understood." My phone buzzed on a Thursday afternoon while I was reviewing quarterly reports. The message was from my wife Jennifer. "I'm cheating on you with Richard. I'm filing for divorce on Monday. I'll be taking half the house. Don't bother fighting it." Richard was my boss. 52, smug, married himself, the man who signed my performance reviews for 3 years. I stared at the screen for 15 seconds. I didn't feel rage. I felt cold clarity. 3 years of suspicious late nights. 3 years of team dinners running until 2 a.m. It all made sense. Jennifer expected me to beg. Richard expected me to break. I typed one word and hit send. Understood. Then I called 3 numbers. A moving company, a locksmith, and my property manager. Here's what Jennifer never learned in 8 years of marriage. The house we lived in wasn't technically mine. 5 years earlier, on my attorney's advice, I placed the home under a private LLC, a shell company I controlled but didn't personally own. The LLC held the deed. I paid rent to the LLC from my personal account. On paper, I was a leaseholder, not an owner. Jennifer had signed a prenup acknowledging this years ago without reading it. The house she planned to take half of, I didn't own a single square foot. She was trying to divide 0. I left work at 3 p.m. Jennifer was out of town visiting her sister until Saturday, conveniently, so Richard could help move in. I had 48 hours. Movers arrived by 5 p.m. Furniture, clothes, kitchenware, artwork, documents, everything of mine was boxed and loaded. By 6 a.m., the house was completely bare, not a fork in a drawer, the refrigerator wiped clean. At 9 a.m. Friday, I emailed my property manager a formal lease termination notice, effective immediately. The LLC processed it within the hour. I drove away at 10 a.m. and checked into a furnished apartment I'd quietly rented 2 weeks earlier. After the first time, I'd suspected Jennifer. Saturday afternoon, Jennifer and Richard arrived together. I know because the corporate property manager had a silent entry monitoring system. I got the notification at 4:17 p.m. Unauthorized entry detected. They walked into a completely empty house, echoing footsteps on hardwood. Jennifer moving room to room, opening empty closets. Richard calling my name. The creeping realization that something was very wrong. What they didn't know was that the moment they crossed the threshold of a property with a terminated lease, they became criminal trespassers on private corporate property. The silent alarm had already notified the property manager, who called the police. At 5:02 p.m., 2 patrol cars arrived. Jennifer started screaming that she lived there. Richard demanded a supervisor. The officers calmly explained that the home belonged to a corporate entity. The lease had been terminated 48 hours earlier, and neither had any legal right to be on the premises. Both were arrested for criminal trespassing and unlawful entry onto private commercial property. I watched it unfold through the security feed. Jennifer in handcuffs, mascara streaked, screaming. Richard silent, face gray, guided into the back of a cruiser. His career ended the moment the arrest hit the booking log. His company had a strict morality clause. He was terminated by Monday afternoon. Jennifer called me from a holding cell Sunday morning. I answered once, listened to her sob for 20 seconds, and said calmly, "You wanted half the house. Here's your half." Then I hung up. She wanted 50%. She got exactly that. 50% of 0 is still 0.